What's Happening? Is an American television sitcom that aired on ABC from August 5, 1976 to April 28, 1979. The show premiered as a summer series. With good ratings and reviews, and after the failure of several other shows on the network, What's Happening? Returned in November 1976 as a weekly series. It remained a regular show until 1979. Ratings were modest. What's Happening? Was loosely based on the Eric Monte-penned film Cooley High. From 1985-88, a sequel series called What's Happening Now? Aired in first-run syndication, with most of the major cast members reprising their roles. What's Happening? Was Bud Yorkin's second series after he ended his partnership with Norman Lear in Tandem Productions. The show was produced by Toy Productions, which was formed by Yorkin, Saul Turtletaub, and Bernie Orenstein after the split. Premise: What's Happening? Follows the lives of three working-class African-American teens living in the South Los Angeles section of Los Angeles. The show stars Ernest Thomas as Roger Raj Thomas, Haywood Nelson as Dwayne Nelson, and Fred Berry as Freddie Rerun Stubbs. Co-starring are Danielle Spencer as Roger's younger sister Dee, Mabel King as Roger and Dee's mother Mabel, and Shirley Hemphill as Shirley Wilson, a waitress at Rob's Place, the neighborhood restaurant where the boys are regular patrons. Recurring characters include Rob, owner of Rob's Place, and Miss Collins, a sarcastic history teacher and the sponsor of the school newspaper. Unlike Good Times, a contemporary show that also had an African-American cast, What's Happening? Only rarely and mildly ventured into social commentary. Most episodes focused on the goals of teenage males, meeting girls, finding after-school jobs, and planning for the future. Characters Principal cast Roger Raj Thomas, the show's protagonist, is a teenager living in a house in Watts with his divorced mother Mabel and his younger sister Dee. Raj is an intelligent, well-mannered young man who sports large black horn-rimmed glasses and aspires to be a writer. Many episodes find Raj taking steps to pursue his dream, such as saving up for a screenwriting course or a typewriter. Eventually he graduates from high school, moves out, and attends college. Raj is known for his trademark high-pitched laugh. Frederick Rerun Stubbs is an overweight, bumbling, comedic young man, commonly seen wearing a red beret and matching suspenders. He is often teased by his friends for being overweight and unintelligent. However, Rerun is a very skilled dancer and is commonly seen entering dance contests or trying to get on TV commercials. He is nicknamed Rerun, because, due to his failures in school, every summer he has to go to school to rerun the stuff he did all winter. In the third season, Rerun shares an apartment with Raj and works as a page for ABC. His trademark phrase is, "What's happening?" Dwayne Clemens Nelson is the youngest member of the group. Dwayne has an unassuming, good-natured demeanor and suffers from debilitating shyness and acute fear of the dark. While Rerun attempts to enter dance contests and Roger aggressively pursues his dream of becoming a famous writer, Dwayne's plotlines often deal with his problems with girls and bullies. Dwayne's character is well known for his greeting, "Hey, hey, hey." His other trademark catchphrase is when he utters "un." Dwayne is the only character who appears in every episode of What's Happening. Mabel Thomas is Raj's large and in-charge mother. She is typically the voice of wisdom, and the parental authority over the main cast. Mabel's ex-husband drifts in and out of her life during the first season. Her role became less important in later episodes until eventually she disappeared from the show, though her character was never written out and still mentioned off-screen. Supposedly, actress King disagreed with the show's concept and direction and decided to leave the show. Her trademark phrase is "This is true." Dee Thomas is Raj's younger sibling. She personifies the typical annoying little sister. She is bratty, keen, shrewd, and obsessed with making money, usually by blackmailing her brother and his friends a quarter at a time. As the series progressed and Dee grew older, her caustic personality mellowed into a sly sense of sarcasm. While Dee still enjoyed scamming Raj out of a quarter every so often, she became more likable and got along better with him. After Raj moved into an apartment in the third season, Dee remained in the Thomas house with waitress Shirley moving in to help out. Her trademark phrase is "Ooh, I'm tellin' mama." Her favorite food is peanut butter. Her birthday is September 17th. Shirley Wilson is a portly waitress at the neighborhood restaurant Rob's Place, where the main cast are regular patrons. She is a brash person who likes to take shots at the boys, and most often clashes with Rerun. Some episodes turn the spotlight briefly on Shirley and her joys and sorrows. Shirley moves into the Thomas residence in the last season to supervise Dee after Raj moves out and Mrs. Thomas leaves to tend a sick relative. Recurring characters Bill Thomas is Mabel's ex-husband and the father of Roger and Dee. He divorced Mabel, ran out on his family, and became a shady character. When he first appears, he tries to con Mabel out of money. Later episodes in which he appears depict him in a more positive light and culminate with his marriage to Lee Henderson. After his marriage, Bill was never seen again on the show, although he is mentioned. Gene Rabbit Walker is a political science major at the University of Southern California, and a track team member. He appears in 2 first-season episodes as a boarder at the Thomas home, renting Dee's bedroom. In his first appearance, he is referred to as Dean, which is even written on the end credits. Gene took a liking to Dee, giving her the nickname Small Portion. In another episode his character is mentioned as being away, so Mrs. Thomas offered his room to Dee's ex-con pen pal. Big Earl Barnett is a police detective who lives in the apartment building Raj and Rerun move into in the third and final season. Little Earl Barnett is Big Earl's son. He has a huge crush on Dee, who is about 5 years his senior. Rob is the owner of Rob's Place. Terry Snake Simpson is a basketball player whom Roger tutored. He eventually became a friend of Roger, Dwayne, and Rerun. Miss Collins is a high school teacher. She admired Roger, but had trouble with Rerun. Marvin is the boys' high school classmate. He was a reporter for the school paper and was sometimes seen at Rob's Place. Leon made 2 appearances as a Rob's customer and Shirley's a mother, and as a strong-arm gangster who bets on Rerun's disco dance abilities and disco dollar disaster. Diane Harris is another classmate of Roger, Dwayne, and Rerun. For the first 2 seasons she was frequently seen in the classroom or at Rob's Place with them, and at a birthday party for Roger. Larry Nelson is Dwayne's father, a local politician. Notable guest stars The Doobie Brothers appeared as themselves to perform a concert at their former high school, Jefferson High, where Raj, Rerun, and Dwayne attend. Incidentally, one of the band's members stated he remembered Rerun from one of his old classes, saying "Glad you came back." Rerun responded, "Came back? I'm still here." Actor Theodore Wilson made 3 appearances on What's Happening. As 3 different characters, in the pilot episode he played the father of a classmate named Betty who hosted a house party without her parents' permission. A card player alongside Mabel's employer, who gambled away his wife's jewelry but pointed the finger at Mabel as a cover-up. And as bootlegging criminal Al Dunbar, who forced Rerun to illegally record the Doobie Brothers concert. Actress Chip Fields appeared on What's Happening as 2 different characters, Shirley's pregnant sister Norma, and Rerun's sister Donna, with whom Rerun lived before moving in with Raj. The dance group The Lockers appeared in the first season as a group called the Rockets that Rerun auditioned to perform with on TV. Wolfman Jack also made an appearance in this episode. Sir Al Book, Hazard County's corrupt commissioner Boss Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard, appears in the Season 3 episode Basketball Brain, as an agent of the star basketball player whom Roger is tutoring. Actor Tim Reed appeared as Dr. Claymore in the episode It's All in Your Head. Show changes. The show changed significantly in the 3rd season, most notably with Roger and Rerun moving into their own apartment. Mabel King left the show due to creative differences, but the character of Mama was not written out. Instead, she was always said to be working or not around. To provide an adult presence in the house for Dee, Shirley moved into the Thomas household as a boarder. Also, several new recurring characters were introduced. The first was a basketball player whom Roger tutored nicknamed the Snake. The other characters were Caucasian detective Big Earl Barnett and his son Little Earl Barnett, who were neighbors in the apartment building where Roger and Rerun lived. During the second season, using the show's success as leverage, Berry demanded a higher salary and better studio accommodations for the actors. The accommodations issue eventually led to a full-fledged walkout by Berry and Thomas during the second season episode If I'm Elected. During the final season, Berry threatened to strike. Thomas again joined Berry in the strike, leading to the executive producers to cancel the series, rather than give a pay raise to the stars. What's Happening? Aired its last episode on April 28, 1979. A year later, Hemphill starred in her own sitcom, One in a Million, which premiered in January 1980, and ended on July 23, 1980, after being on ABC for a few months. Ratings: What's Happening? Was a modest ratings success, 1976 €, 1977, number 25.1 m, 1977 €, 1978, number 930.7 m, 1978 €, 1979, number 2920.2 m. Success and What's Happening Now? The show was a modest success in its network run, despite some serious production problems. And repeats of the show's 65 episodes did reasonably well in syndication. In some markets, the show was perceived to appeal to both children and adults in a similar way to The Brady Bunch and Happy Days. The show was often aired in transitional hours where stations would go from cartoons to evening sitcoms. In a few markets the show actually had higher ratings in syndication than during the network run. With this success in mind, a revival of the show was produced entitled What's Happening Now? It ran from 1985 to 1988 in first-run syndication. DVD releases: Sony Pictures Home Entertainment has released all 3 seasons of What's Happening, as well as the complete series. On August 27, 2013, it was announced that Mill Creek Entertainment had acquired the rights to various television series from the Sony Pictures library including What's Happening. On September 2, 2014 they re-released the first 2 seasons on DVD. On April 21, 2015, Mill Creek released a budget-priced complete series set, a 6-disc set featuring all 65 episodes. Syndication: the show was syndicated on many local channels and continued in an on-again, off-again manner until 2009. Bet rerun both series from September 20, 1993 to October 27, 1995. TV Land rerun the show during the 2005 Euro 2006 season. As of March 1, 2013, cable network TV1 shows reruns of What's Happening. On December 2, 2013, the newly rebranded Encore Black channel started airing What's Happening. References: External links: What's Happening and What's Happening Now. Page: What's Happening. At the Internet Movie Database, What Happened to What's Happening? What's Happening? Soars to the Top, Then a Deadly Car Crash, Walkouts, Drugs and Death. The show is revived, rerun quits and 3 cast members die. What's Happening? On TVLAND.com, full episodes of What's Happening. On AOL Video.